to 2025. The last time we played, all of you had recently parted with the good doctor and begun to explore the lodge. You met Maisie Allen, you met Chafari, and... oh man, I'm blanking on his name. This is why I have to have my docs up. Cyril. You met Cyril. And you learned about the history of the Everhunt Lodge. Additionally, you guys decided to stay there at least through the rest of that day and the evening. They've made some rooms up for you so that your blade could be repaired by Chafari in his forge after being cracked.
Disintegrated slightly.
Yeah, it was falling apart. Yep. But he said he could fix it. And while you were there, all of you met Virfortis Codex. The book that will not open for anyone less than exactly the person it is looking for. Speaking of Doctor Who, very Doctor Who character.
Yeah.
And after spending some time with Virfortis Codex, all of you decided that you would carry the book with you, at least until you reached the city of Aethergarde, because Virfortis Codex is looking to hopefully find a place for itself at the Museum of Mythos, while it is waiting for the correct person to open its pages. V has begun vigorously trying to read books in an attempt to become worthy of the book that he is not strong enough to open yet.
Well, he's practicing opening books.
Yeah.
Reading comes later. He's got to open the book.
Got to master opening first.
Yeah.
And I believe after a long conversation with Codex, we also had a couple cutaways to Aethergarde late at night, as Therasane had returned home, was greeted by Harold, who is kind of like the housekeeper, the hunchback of the house, if you will, and was also greeted by his mother, who had been waiting for him to return. It was a cold conversation in front of the fire, as he learned some details, at least, of his father's passing, and learned that he would be inheriting their family estate at Aethergarde. Ultimately retiring to bed, deciding not to venture into the depths of those secrets that he has there, at least for now. And we also ended on a brief return to Charlotte's room, where she saw the smiling cat. And I should remind everyone that Maisie, you had found out, was something of a fan of Charlotte's work, and had in fact been researching a place that you haven't really had a chance to ask Charlotte about directly yet, but you have heard their conversation about it, called Idlewild, which appears to be some kind of realm distant but connected to this plane of existence, and some sightings of smiling cats and other things that may be Idlewild related in the area. But before we get to all of you waking up in the morning for your final tasks around the lodge before you continue your journey, we return to Aethergarde. Therasane? You awaken to a storm in the middle of the night. You're not sure why, but something feels off.
I look around and see if any weird shadows or figures are looming around me.
Looking around the room, you feel alone as you press your palms up in your bed. Your hands slip on the sheets. They feel like they're covered in something wet.
I'll turn on a light.
You reach over and you turn the dial on the lamp by your bed. The flame sparks inside the glass and ignites. As you lift your hands, you realize your satin bed sheets, your pale palms and fingers are dripping, run through red with blood.
I will quickly inspect myself for any injuries.
You brush across your body, you push back the sheets of your bed and the blankets as you kind of get yourself to your feet off to the side of the bed. You don't find any injuries on yourself, but your bed is soaked. The floor is layered with fresh blood. When you look around at the stone walls and the bookcases, you see blood leaking from everything.
I'm thinking I'm going a little bit crazy, so I'm gonna take my drops of laudanum and try and calm down and will all of this blood away.
Your hands reach over shakily to where the laudanum was by your bed. It's not there. The door to your room creaks, slowly opening. A pale light extending from the hall. You can see a shadow walking past, and you hear a voice. What did you think? Just because I'm dead and gone, I'm not here with you anymore. You and I are kindred now. I have tasted you. You have tasted me. Vampires.
At that, I would probably just curl up in a ball in the corner and plug my ears. Try and just will all of this away.
You shift to the corner of the room. You pull your legs together. You pull your knees up to your chest. You cover your ears. You close your eyes. You start to try to will it away. You start to mutter under your breath whatever you can to distract yourself. Willing it away, willing it away. Then you feel it. Cold breath across your face. Open your eyes, coward. No child of mine will hide.
I'll slowly open my eyes.
He stares at you. His red eyes boring into your own. For a brief moment, you can hear the surging bubbling of the bloody basin that created the eternal midnight. And then he smiles. Oh, look at that. I think you've got some blood on your lips. You wake up in your bed. Everything is in place. But you do feel it. Blood dripping down your chin.
Feeling that, I will quickly look around again.
You see collapsed on the ground. Having walked into your chamber to leave breakfast by your bed, Harold. He's holding his neck as it leaks with blood.
Seeing that, I will quickly try and save his life.
Go ahead and roll a medicine test for me. As you leap off the bed and you kneel next to him, you push his hand away. You start to wrap his neck.
ET.
You calm him. He looks at you briefly, his eyes on you. He looks confused. Sorry, sir. I'm not sure what happened. And then his eyes close as he stable, because you've stabilized him, but he seems to have passed out from blood loss.
No, it is not your fault. Are there other attendants in the house?
There usually are.
I will...
You haven't seen anybody since you returned, though.
Seeing that he's stable, I'm not going to move him, but I will try and find someone else to help me carry him to, like, a bed to rest in.
You find...
I can look over him.
You find a maid, and you find the guy who handles, like, the yard, and they help you carry him to the servants' quarter. As they lay him down, the man turns to you, and he says, What happened?
I'm not entirely sure.
Well,
he's going to need rest. I will look after him.
He'll nod. He'll kind of... The maid lingers. He tugs on her arm to take her out of the room.
I would be... As they're leaving, I would want to check him over for... Last thing I want to do is turn him into a vampire also.
Yeah, well, so you know that if he recovers from the wounds, he'll be okay. And you put him on the path to recovery.
Yeah, I will.
If he dies while the wound is active but doesn't feed on you, he'll become a thrall.
Okay.
And if he does feed on you, he would become a vampire.
Well, I will do my damnedest to make sure he lives.
All right. We see you sitting down at his side. You're kind of pushing a cold sweat up the side of your face as you kind of take in what's happened. And then as you do that, you kind of shift. You feel some of those old knots in your body, some of those lagging injuries from your childhood and such, but none of them... It almost happened. None of them hurt anymore. There it is.
Bless you.
My allergies get worse the older I get. None of those old lingering injuries. You feel alive right now. It's a much more entrancing feeling than when you drank the stored blood from the vial that wasn't as fresh.
Should I, like, roll for addiction or something?
Nope. You're probably feeling like you need to find your laudanum soon, though.
Yeah.
We won't watch you do that. We will kind of zoom out of the city, and as night turns to day, a day's ride away, the rest of you wake up at the lodge. And how would all of you like to begin your day?
With a large breakfast.
Oh, you know Cyril's already getting that ready.
And coffee, hopefully.
I will make some sigils for the day.
I mean, Vi only rested and he only rested an hour the whole night, so he's been training.
Good. Coffee's origins can be traced back to the 9th century when it was discovered in Ethiopia by a goat herder named Kaldi.
Man, he should have patented his family be rich now.
We stand Caldy here.
Seems like some of this might be more mythology than fact, but that is interesting. All I'll say is when American colonists started shipping coffee back to England, the English were like, "What the fuck? You drink beans?" Which is just the funniest reaction to me. Because if you think about it logically, it is like, "What the fuck? You drink beans?" But like, coffee's just like an everything thing to us.
I mean, if you want to think about it, he is just drinking leaves.
Yeah, sure.
It's leaf water or bean water?
Yeah, it depends on
Everything's weird if you think
about
about it too much, right?
Exactly.
That is true. Yeah.
All right. So you've risen. You notice nobody else is out of their rooms yet, James, as your character exits. You can probably hear a little bit of noise from Charlotte's room because she's up, but she is preparing her sigils for the day.
Study.
Some odd chanting. A lot of scribbling.
Yeah.
You like crack the door open. There's like a demon.
There's like tentacles from under the door. Like flames.
Just close the door back over and keep walking.
One of them sticks under the door and waves at me. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get down there, realize I'm the only one down there, and kind of chuckle to myself and say, "Well, I don't know how."
The book's down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Cyril is. Jafari
Slept on the table.
is not there. Maisie is there, though.
Morning.
Yes. Hello. Book. Via. How could anybody sleep with the smell of bacon without the smell of bacon like that?
Cyril smiles at you. Scrambled or over easy?
Ooh, over easy. Maybe if you got a couple of them wheat cakes, make a couple of them, put them underneath.
Sure thing. Ask the book what it wants. He chuckles.
Oh.
Tell you what, I'm just going to make a heap of everything. And you and
That's a
your
good
friends can
idea.
do what
Everybody's
you
gonna
want.
want some.
He pushes
Everybody's
his way
gonna want
back.
something.
He pushes his way through the door behind the bar to the kitchen, and Maisie has fallen asleep with her arms crossed over all of her notes on that side table where she was sitting with Charlotte for most of yesterday.
I'll just chuckle to myself as I take it all in, and I'll look down at Veer again, and I'll say, "What does replenish a book such as yourself?"
I would not say no to some oil for my cover. Must keep the leather fresh.
I guess that makes sense. Well, there's some implications about rubbing oil into a sentient book's leather. I think that I don't know if I'm quite prepared for as a monster hunter.
You do you, I guess.
V seems to want your favor a lot. Maybe you can ask him to do it. And I'll like smile with like a wry smile on it.
V is not here.
Not yet. I'll go at this point over to Maisie and I'll kind of like tap her on the shoulder and like tip her head up a little bit, like back against the chair and be like, "Rise and shine."
I'm sorry. What time is it?
It's morning.
Oh, yes, I can hear the birds. I should put some of these notes together before all of you leave. She'll start, gathering up the papers and straightening them.
Got a little lost in the literary sauce, did we? Last night.
As you say this, you see V coming down the steps practicing opening books.
It's a really big, thick, heavy bound book. Because, I got to get used to the heaviest ones I can find.
He's going to add weights to a book cover so that when he goes to open the cover, it's like super.
I'm gonna invent resistance bands just so that I can do this.
I was gonna say, that, or you tape it shut and see if you can break the tape without hurting the book.
You're gonna invent resistance books.
Mm-hmm.
For the athletic reader.
Yeah.
That sounds such like a white woman on Instagram thing. I can't even stand it.
I know.
TikTok trend or some shit.
He's going to be the first fitness influencer of this world.
I do think it's really funny that like BookTube and like Book TikTok influencers all have the same arc. They have like 2 to 3 years where they're getting really good views, and then their views start to dip, and they drop a video about how reading books for BookTube completely ruined their ability to read books. It's like every single one of them has the same arc. It could, because at some point they just started doing it for content, and they stopped actually like reading what they said they were reading, and they were like speed reading through everything to put out more videos. So
social media is evil.
Read.
Anyways,
that's why V is going to make it good when he invents it.
Yeah, we should never be a part of it.
Yeah. No, our YouTube channel isn't social. Don't talk to us. Just watch our videos.
But yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah. So what is your character doing in the morning? Does he sleep in? Be honest.
Be on.
Yeah, I think after so many grueling days on the road, Max would sleep in a little. And then peruse the library for some light reading with breakfast.
Yeah, so you come down.
Nothing with too heavy of a cover, mind you.
Yeah. I don't know what light reading is for
Heavy
Max,
reading,
but you come down with a book yourself.
Heavy reading is what V is doing.
You can also see through the window out front where your cart is. You can see Brandon is already up, and he's like feeding the horses and stuff.
Max will nod to himself in satisfaction, pop open the book, and start flipping through it.
God, I'm so curious what book you chose. What's light reading for Max?
I think today, a book of fables, something written for children.
Yeah, nice.
Things that almost definitely don't exist, preferably.
Okay.
Ironic thing to be reading in a Monster Hunter lodge.
Yeah, that's a like an almanac for the hunters.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a how-to book.
Well, you got that from the non-fiction section. Oh yeah.
Finally, Charlotte arrives last, having gathered her things and prepared her sigils. And just as all of you are gathering at the large table, Cyril starts coming in with trays, bacon, eggs, hash browns. He's got the whole sausage. He's got the whole full English breakfast. There's beans, like everything.
It's so much better than an A-hop.
Biscuits. An A-hop.
Aethergarde, House of Pancakes.
Oh my god. One second, I gotta make a note about it.
Look at that. Did some world building for you, Matt.
Also better than Waffle Establishment.
Establishment.
There's a lot of fights there.
You guys think this is funny, but when the session comes up where you guys have to decide some kind of crazy thing because the Waffle Establishment and the A-hop that are across from each other are getting violent, it's on you.
I love this. I love this season already.
Down with the corporations.
I'm all for that episode, Matt.
Dance, monkeys, dance.
Could we take on opposing members, though? Like, could we take on the workers at each of them opposed to each other? Because that'd be really fun.
Let's piss them both off.
You don't want me to get into my whole unions need to work together as unions thing. I did that rant with James once. It was like 40 minutes long because I was so pissed off that all the British actors were still shooting episodes of Game of Thrones while the American actors were trying to fight for their rights and shit. Yeah, so you don't want to go down that road. Anyways,
capitalism at its finest.
Yeah, man. Everyone's against each other. Nobody's working together.
Yay, capitalism.
As that meal sits down, Cyril will kind of nod to all of you, and he'll look to you. He'll look specifically to your character, James, and he'll say, Javari said he should have things ready when you want to visit him at the forge, but enjoy your breakfast first.
Well, yes, don't mind if I do. A blade can wait.
Also, things were looking a little tight with that cart of yours and your large party. We don't have a carriage of our own, but we do have something of a stable, and Well, it's possible we could part with a couple horses.
We're in your part, right, Max? It's like a target, like a.
Yeah, but Max's cart is like the fold-out stage for his show, and it's full of all of his stuff. So you guys were like super crammed into that thing.
Am I crazy? I thought it was bigger on the inside. Is that another thing? Did I?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
On the
You just
way
got
here,
that from us talking about Doctor Who earlier.
Probably.
Jesse wants it to be.
I was gonna say
It is. It is bigger on the inside, but there's also way more stuff than you would expect on the inside.
Yeah, still not re-rolled.
On our way here, we had Dare's as well carriage.
Right. That's right. Okay, I'll say. Oh well, yes, it's a little cramped. Lots of props to make Maximilian's show the best in the house. I wouldn't mind grabbing a couple of horses, and if we come back this way, we'll definitely means to drop them off.
He'll nod.
Actually, can I just you know what? I mean, let me compensate you for those horses if more come around.
Give what you can.
Yeah. Let's see. How much do we have?
A horse is probably pretty expensive.
Yeah. I can't remember how much I
If you didn't write down your money, you got no money.
Yeah. No, I definitely read down.
Or you got to go back and watch an old episode on YouTube to figure out how much money you have.
Yeah.
What's everybody else doing as breakfast goes? This is your guys' chance to have a morning chat. If there's anything else you guys want to do in this area before you head out, anything like that. Maisie is currently gathering all the things that she said she would replicate for you and kind of like piling together a little file for you to take with you.
I'd probably be eating breakfast near her and kind of just going over notes like, no, I have that. No, I definitely need that,
Yeah, and she's like hastily getting things ready.
I mean, I'd be just drench my food in, my chili powder. We'd, after a little bit, would get an idea, and he'd put the chili powder into the coffee as well. See how that goes.
Oh, what? Now what? Don't. No.
I've heard of hot coffee, but this is ridiculous.
I'll take a drink. Wow, that's amazing. I just made the best drink ever. You want to try? And I'll hold out the coffee cup with the chili powder in it to you guys.
I'm gonna have the biggest sourpuss face and just shake my head silently.
I prefer mine black, thank you.
At least he's creative.
The book just paid you a compliment.
My training is paying off already.
So I think we go once I get my sword back. Once we do get our things together, on our way to Aethergarde. No, we're gonna try to find a good doctor, or are we gonna make our way maybe straight to this museum?
I would like to stop off at the estate.
Do any of us know where exactly it is? Do you know where it is?
I know where it's at, right, Matt? Even though I wasn't really...
You know that it's in Bethel Hill, but you don't know like what road it's on or anything like that.
I should be able to get us close enough that like somebody would be able to point us in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, you like. There's definitely ways once you get to the area that where you could like figure out, like hone in on it between all of you and your. I guess you're not a very charismatic party, but one of you will figure it out.
One of us will find somebody nice enough to deal
Best
with our
TTRPG parties
charismatic
are the best TTRPG parties are the ones where like nobody builds a face.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 ranks in persuasion.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I have some ranks in intimidation.
That's being the face.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is.
Being the tough face.
No one said it had to be a happy face.
Exactly.
As long as it's a skill that gets people to do what you want them to do.
You know what, Charlotte? You can be the good cop, and I'll be the bad cop. all conversations will have a good cop and a bad cop, whichever approach
Bad
one.
detective.
Hmm.
This will go smoothly.
Of course it will.
Absolutely.
I would like to go to this museum as well. I've been there before, but its contents do change over time, and it's been quite a while since I was last there.
Sometimes of their own accord, I hear.
Yes, it is rather quaint in that way.
That just gave me a really good idea.
Um,
You guys are just doing the world building for me today.
That's our job.
yeah. I'll say, in all my travels, I've heard of such places, but it will be. I'm very excited to see these level of interesting things in a less dangerous environment. I'm hoping. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, I suppose it depends on where in Aethergarde you go. Some places are somehow more dangerous than everything we just witnessed.
Well, I mean, the museum itself can't be. That's what I'm saying. Normally, to see such interesting relics and things of wonder, I would have to be, out in some forgotten place or, buried
Yes,
place.
those relics in the museum are kept under tight watch, at the very least.
But I think that I'll turn to Beyonce. But I think that dropping by the manor is not out of the question.
I'd like to return home for a spell as well. I have probably a little bit of cleaning to do. For all, I did fire my last housekeeper.
Sounds like I'll be getting the grand tour of the whole city.
It's a lovely place, if you ignore the corners that smell like piss.
I'm like, look, dipping there, getting the over easy eggs on the wheat cakes right now, stabbing it in there, letting the yolk get around. You say that, and I'm like,
But lovely place, yes.
Well, I can't wait.
Yes, and we do have a job to do as well. We've made a promise to our good friend here, and I think we'd like to see it through.
Right. Awfully fortuitous. We came into contact with those individuals on the road.
Which individuals?
The ones that gave us the tickets to the museum.
You found a couple people that were when you guys
were here, maybe.
When you guys were on your way to this location on the road together. You guys stopped because there was a rolled random encounter where you guys ran into some employees of the Museum of Mythos whose cart was broken down, remember? And then they gave you all
I remember that now. Yep.
Because you repaired their cart.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Golden tickets. I got a golden ticket.
Copyright.
That's why I only sing that part. You can get away with like 5 seconds, bro.
Audio jungle.
I got a silver ticket.
I dare say we could not have received a more definitive invitation. It's almost as if the museum itself wishes us to visit. How can we refuse?
I didn't know so many non-human things had so many thoughts.
Well, I have a bear trap that talks. I don't know how much he thinks, but I think anything can be sentient if introduced to
His bag starts shifting around on its own.
I would like to meet this bear trap. It is
Yes,
not
I'll
very
bet
often I meet another, such as myself.
I will.
That is a conversation a lot would pay to see.
Max will lean into V and say, "It only opens for Jensen, you know."
Bear trap?
Yes.
It's true, it does. I proved myself worthy enough.
I'm gonna have to prove myself worthy to open that too.
It will be a hell of a try.
No thing left unopened.
What a great way to go through life.
V was like 20% on the way to a deep saying there. Like 20% of it he had.
In that case, I have a couple of jars of jam in my carriage I'd like to introduce you to.
Okay.
Jensen laughs a little bit.
Do they talk as well, or
They squeak a bit.
You're too clever for your own good sometimes, Maximilian.
So people keep telling me.
I'm sure jams are far easier than books.
That
Oh
depends
yes,
on the
very
jam.
good practice, though, I hear.
I will open them. One way or another.
Is a jar of jam technically open if you just smash the glass part?
It is. Yep. It's definitely open then.
This is bringing to mind a similar question about books.
Vir Fortis Codex starts shifting away from the party slowly out of the screen.
Just try and hurt me.
That's true. I did already try and hurt him, and he had enough armor. I got to learn combos. You got a low sweep kick.
I'll learn combos to take down the book. That's a great game.
Cyril eventually comes back over and he sits down and he starts serving up his own plate. He looks at all of you and he says, "So, will you be staying with us longer, or should I get those horses ready?"
No, we will be going fairly soon. We're not in a rush, but we do got to get going.
He'll nod. "Well, I'll eat this up and get to work then." And he'll pick up his plate. And...
Once I'm sit and eat if you wish. We're not in any hurry, like I said. I'll go upstairs and get something, leave something for the lodge for the horses.
He'll nod. "Thank you."
But yeah, we're going for seconds.
And then and then he'll stop and he'll go, "Sorry, cat must have wandered through here in the night or something."
Oh, don't tell me you are a student of this this individual creature that they're obsessed about. And I'll look between Maisie and Charlotte.
I'll give you a confused look and he'll say, "No, I'm just allergic to cats."
are there cats in here often?
Wild ones wander about some of the villages nearby. They leave food out for them because, well, they kill the rats. Just so you guys are aware, litter boxes have not been invented. So, cats are not kept as pets the way that you think about them now.
Yeah.
But,
They're
people
barn
and
cats.
people let them sleep in their barns and stuff because they kill rats and things like that.
It's more of a work partnership.
Yeah, that's literally what it's like. Don't mind having one around, but I like it when we keep the doors and windows, locked at night at least. Otherwise, Maisie has to shoo them out and I have to sweep up.
Cats do have a funny way of finding their way into places.
I do sympathize. My assistant has the most dreadful allergies.
He'll look at you, and then he'll look outside, and you guys will see Brandon is sitting by the cart by the horses, yawning because he slept in the cart last night. And he stands up and he stretches, and just as he stretches and he turns, one of the horses knocks over one of the things, and he rolls his eyes and he sets to work, collecting the food, straightening the bucket, and getting it ready for the horse again. Yes. Well, at least he's not allergic to your horses.
Yes, that is most fortunate. I don't know how I'd cope.
Yeah, you don't look like somebody who would be able to do that themselves. No offense.
The division of labor is most important in my profession, dear fellow.
Ah, I see. You must be the talent.
Max will smile and tip his hat.
Yes. He kind of shifts and goes back to eating, and you can kind of, Jensen, you can kind of see as he shifts his gaze, he rolls his eyes so hard.
I'm going to lean in towards Maisie, and I'm going to kind of whisper to her. I'm going to say, Maisie, did you see any cats here last night?
She turns and she looks at you and she says, no, I didn't even get up to my room. I would have noticed one if it came through here. But
I think it would have woken you up like it did for me.
You were woken up by a cat last night?
I'm gonna look right into her eyes, and I'm gonna say, "The cat."
Huh. She's gonna cock her head at you and have you ever considered Idlewiles looking for you?
I had at one point, but I quickly dismissed it in hopes it wasn't true.
She nods her head, and then she collects the rest of the papers and she pushes them towards you. She gives you a meaningful look, like she's collecting her thoughts, and then she says, well, perhaps you can use that to your advantage.
Perhaps I can. You've got quite the brain there, Maisie.
The glass by the door, the glass for the large viewing window by the long table where all of your eating shakes as all of you see a raven fly directly into it with a letter. It looks like it's got like a little letter thing attached to its leg, and then it flops down on the ground, and it's like trying to straighten itself up because it's disoriented.
It's like outside.
Yeah, it's like outside on the lawn. It was clearly trying to get inside, though. It looks like it's like a messenger bird.
Quite curious. I'll go take a look.
Yes, and Cyril, just sit down. I'll take care of getting those horses ready. And Maisie will stand up and walk outside with you. Charlotte,
take a piece of bacon.
Charlotte, as you walk around, the bird kind of cocks its head and looks at you. Maisie looks at it and then looks at you and says, "I'm gonna let you deal with this one." And she's gonna continue on to the stables. You can see that it's got a little like leather cylinder like attached to its leg. It looks like you could like pop it off and store like a note in it. I'm sure those things have a name, but I'm not thinking of it right now.
I'll reach down and take out the note if it lets me.
Yeah, it actually hops up like onto your finger if you extend a hand. Yeah. It's clearly trained. When you open the note, Chris, what does it say?
You see a very simple greeting from Dare and directions on how to get to the manor when you guys get in town.
Oh, it seems we do have something to do once we get there. I'll look at the raven and I'll say, "You have my thanks for bringing it this here," and I'll give it a piece of wheat cake.
It looks directly at you and it nods its head, and then it takes the whole chunk of wheat cake and it flies off.
Salutations, friend. Have a safe flight. Watch out for windows.
Did we witness that, or was that after you walked?
Yeah, that's like literally happening outside the window. So all of you are like sitting at the table watching this.
I'm beginning to agree with the young one about you being the hunted and not the hunter, Miss Price.
It's quite possible. Fortunately, though, this raven was not sent by any of my enemies. At least I hope not. I'll come back inside and I'll hand you the note, Jensen, and then I'll just say, "This is from our good friend Dr. Waltz. Seems he'd like us to come by the estate at some point."
How fortuitous. His ears must have been burning. Well, maybe ours were, because he would have had to send this first. No matter.
Was there in that letter? Was there like a sense of urgency?
Chris?
No.
I know you read exactly what it was, but
There wouldn't have been like urgency
It would have just been like,
undertone. It would just been like
Come
matter of factly, like this is how you get there, and just a very simple like greetings. I hope you guys are fine at the lodge or whatever.
I'll look down at Veer and I'll say, well, this does cement our priority as going to our friend's manor first. Is that all right with you? You still like to come with us?
Are you talking to me or are you talking to the book?
The
Book. Got it.
Veer.
Veer. I'm sorry. Yeah, Veer.
Hard to
I
tell.
wasn't clear. Veer.
As long as I get to the museum, you
Good
can
deal.
stop anywhere, or you can leave me at the gate to town. I'll find my own way. I don't care.
I would rather like to see the interaction that those at the museum have to you. So, if you don't mind.
It is
I've
easier
seen
if
many-
you carry me. Absolutely.
I've seen many a collector, but I don't know that I've ever seen an object so eager to become part of a collection.
I like turned to you shaking my head like, right, yeah.
How many objects have you spoken to?
Well, I could probably count them on one hand if I cared to try.
They must have not been looking for anyone.
Perhaps not.
You're the first one that I've encountered that's ever talked back. Well, outside of Phil, although Phil doesn't really talk to you, more just screams. He's so very timely.
What do you do to him?
Absolutely nothing.
He sounds angry.
He usually does. In fact, he always does. If you were a bear
Maxwell-
trap, what would make you not angry?
Grabbing the bear.
Oiled and polished and set up for use.
Well, there you go. If his mouth is full, how could he talk?
You know, it's funny.
Maxwell
You go.
Max will cock an eyebrow and say, you know, I must say, this is also the first object I've found that has talked back. The others were far more cooperative.
I give encouragement to my weapons, and, you know, sometimes, you know, I like to think about them as more than just objects, if they are tools that help me. You know? Anybody else do that?
I've spoken to many a book in my lifetime, but I don't think most of them care to respond.
Right.
They must not like you.
I think they
Well,
just don't have anything to contribute.
That's a
It
little
was
bit
mostly me
rude, but-
venting my thoughts.
There's apparently one place from her book that's looking for her, though. I don't know if it's in a good way or a bad way. They might not like her, or they might really like her.
Speaking
I'm
of
gonna take
weapons,
another hand of bacon and say, I need to go talk to Shofari. I think it's high time I get my weapon back. We get going.
all right. You leave the table and you head to the door down to the basement area where the forge was kept. And as you enter, you see Chifari he's not active. He looks like he's deep in contemplation. His ear kind of perks up and twitches as you're walking down the steps behind him, and without turning to look at you, he stands up and stretches. Good. You're here.
I'm sorry to intrude on your meditations, mother.
Do not worry. I was simply saying a prayer over the blade. It is repaired. He presents it to you. And I have improved it to make it so this does not happen again.
Ooh, I'll take it. I'll take back the scabbard with like a look on my face, like, and I'll like pull it out, and yeah, I'm sure it's extra shiny.
You would notice that it looks like the blade material has been upgraded. I had a small storage of adamantine. I layered it over the blade. It will prevent it from being broken again. And
Well,
you can
you
add
do outdo yourself.
the unbreakable weapon enchantment to your character sheet.
Oh, thanks. I was gonna take that, so I'll take it for free. Thanks, man. Um, you really outdo yourself, and I will look at it lovingly.
He'll nod. It is well worth it. I know you will use it for our purpose. With elegance. He'll smile.
Yeah, I'll do flourish it and like drop it, catch it with my other hand, do like and just feel that it's still balanced and as beautiful as ever. Thank you, love.
I had heard that you were probably leaving today. Is there anything else you needed from me before you left?
Well, I was going to ask for the materials or something to do this to my own blade, or the means to come across this substance, adamantine. You said
Adamantine.
adamantine. I was going to look for it myself, but now I don't have to.
Yes, it is not often that it reaches us, but when it does, I store it for a special weapon or armor.
Well, you do me a kindness. And I'll hold out my arm to clasp.
Yeah, he clasps your arm. Good luck, friend. I look forward to your return.
It will be sooner next time. I owe you that much. And I'll kind of buckle it, slip it onto the belt, and walk back upstairs.
As you return back upstairs, it looks like everyone else has more or less gathered up their personal effects.
Yeah, I'll make my way up to mine and gather all my shit first, and I'll figure out how much I have from the other episode because we did get more. I just don't think I wrote.
Yeah,
down.
you got quite a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. So
we can between sessions we can figure out how much you paid them for the horses.
Yep. But I do that. I give it to Maisie.
Yeah, she's out front with the horses by the cart. She's talking to Brandon, asking him if he saw any cats in the area, and he shakes his head. No, he didn't notice anything last night. Interesting. Your horses are ready? There's a paint horse, and then there's kind of just like a brown horse, and she kind of holds out the reins to whoever wants them. This is Buckley and Bob. A little bit old, but they'll do the trick.
Buckley and Bob. All right, then.
I'm going to let other people ride the horses because that makes me very uncomfortable.
Sure.
I think most animals are probably fairly uncomfortable around him.
Yep. Which is funny because of all the animals you have in real life.
I know.
Yeah. I'll go up to Bob, the one that he pointed to was Bob. Say, how are you? And I'll take out some pocket bacon that I hadn't eaten yet, and I will hold it out to you with the horse.
It gingerly tries the pocket bacon. Maisie watches you for a second, and she says, "Perhaps you should take this with you as well." And she'll hand you like a small leather pouch, and when you open it, you see that there's some sugar cubes and carrot pieces in it.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much.
Then she gives you a hug.
Well, yes, young one. Thank you very much.
You know, as sad as it is to admit, I'm seeing less and less hunters pass back through on returns. We better be seeing you again.
Well, I already promised Shafai that I would be back sooner than I was before.
Good.
We'll do whatever we can to protect him.
She'll smile and she'll look at you and Charlotte and she'll say, "And it was a great honor of my life to meet you, Miss Price."
And mine as well. You are not only my number one fan, but possibly my greatest colleague.
I gotta go. I'm getting overwhelmed. She runs up the stairs inside.
Before she leaves, actually, I'll catch her arm and I'll say, I have one thing for you before we go.
Yes, of course, anything.
I'm going to reach into my bag and I'm going to pull out what looks like a normal looking smooth rock. And I'm going to put it in her palm and then like close her fingers over it. And I'm going to say, this is from Idlewild. Keep it safe. If you skip it across a lake, it will keep going until it hits solid ground. But I don't suggest you do that because it will fall in the lake.
Amazing. Thank you. Now
Keep
I'm
it safe.
definitely overwhelmed.
Perhaps you can glean something from it that I couldn't.
She hugs you.
I'll give her a hug.
And then she runs inside. Cyril's going to shake his head. Is there anything else you all needed?
I think that breakfast will be enough energy to last us a long time. You have my thanks for your hospitality.
Good. You be careful in Aethergarde. You know what I say, the only thing more dangerous than the forest is a big city.
Don't I know it?
We'll make it back through, Cyril. Thank you for everything.
He'll nod. Good luck to all of you. And he'll turn on the heels of his boots and he'll start to head back up to the lodge. Brandon's going to look at all of you and his eyes are going to get just slightly squinty as he's getting up on the carriage seat to take the reins of their cart. And he's going to say, I hope all of you slept well, comfortable, in the lodge.
I don't really sleep.
It was quite
Why-
nice.
I woke in the middle of the night, so it wasn't perfectly restful.
No one invited him inside. Or
Jesus.
asked for him to get a room, bro.
Poor guy.
Everything's ready to go, boss.
Thank you ever so much, Brandon. I was tossing and turning all night. The pillow was just ever so lumpy.
You had a pillow?
You
Max would
slept.
say, well, I hesitated to call it that. I would hesitate to call it that after the experience I had with it.
Well, the sack of potatoes we have in the cart is shaped just perfectly to my head at this point anyways. We ready to go?
Max will climb up into the cart.
You guys get the horses and you all start to ride together out with two people on either, probably riding on either side, a couple people in the carriage, a couple people on the seats. Still close enough together that all of you can communicate. And how would you guys like to pass time on the road? You got about 11 hours of travel. If you're going fast, probably like 13 if you're riding casually.
Well, V, having to leave behind the book he was training with at the lodge, would like to get the book we got from the forest and start reading that on the trip. Because that's the only book I know of that we have.
The roll a study test for me. What's your wits?
1.
Okay, roll a study test for me.
3.
Yeah, so you feel like this book is kind of like being a new reader and trying to read Moby Dick. You should be looking for something like Tangerine Island. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. That's like the first novel I ever read. But I'm just saying, like, you can tell almost immediately that this book is going to be really, really hard for you to read. You might be able to get like Charlotte or somebody who's a more experienced reader to do like an out loud read. Like audiobook format might help. But
Yeah. I'll go sit next to Charlotte and be like, "Can you read this aloud?" And I'll follow along for my training.
Oh, yes, of course.
all right. Well, as you open the book that you found, Oh man, what did I name the raid? Let me put all my notes in one place. Do you remember where you guys left off in their story?
I believe we had just accepted a quest to go kill some wolves in the forest.
You had heard that there was some wolf on human violence nearby. Do you remember what was going on? What Lambeth was preparing for?
A jousting tournament for
It's actually
knighting.
It's actually a major festival for Matron's Day. But yes, the highlight of the festival is going to be a jousting tournament, and several unknighted nobles are going to be competing for a chance at knighthood. All right, cool. Pull out your other character sheets and tokens, and try to remember how you roleplayed these characters.
Yeah, that's going to be the struggle.
That's why you gotta watch the YouTube videos. Ranishot's not that hard. You'll be fine. Crazy Wizard, you'll be fine. I'm sorry. What did Drosophilum name him?
Ranashan Lanahama.
Yeah, Ranashan Lana.
Right. Great.
All right. As Charlotte starts to read to everybody, we find all of your characters. The rest of you were following Charlotte, who had left behind the other knight, and just taken the three of you and her steward, which is Jesse's character, and you're all of you are heading across the village. You can see in the fields they're setting up the games and everything that are going to start tomorrow, and you can see the tree line where the forest area begins, and it looks like there's a group of people that are kind of gathered near the tree line. Like it's like a crowd, a couple dozen people, and a couple of them appear to be like guards that have been sent down from Aethergarde to the village to kind of like help the village maintain peace because there's so many more people there than normal. And how would you all like to approach? If you guys need a moment to remind each other of your names and all that, feel free. I know it's been a while.
My character is Edric, and he was the thief
That's correct.
who stole your squire's dagger, but nobody saw that, so it didn't happen. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I said steward. Squire was the
My
correct word.
squire's not allowed to have
Steward.
weapons. That's ridiculous. The Whispering Woods.
Yes. It was near the Whispering Woods.
Yeah, my character is Seraphina Ashmore of House Ashmore.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I just got this-
My tabletop
Yeah.
simulator just crashed.
Yep.
Sorry, everybody.
Cool.
Continue reviewing your characters. And all that, and I will get this going. It just completely exploded as I was pulling out someone's character sheet for him. Edit this out, Chris.
Or just put in that like old school technical difficulties, the black and
Yeah,
white.
that's how we should do all our edits. All right, people should be able to rejoin now, and I'll send out the invites. Sorry about that, everybody.
I restarted my TTS, so give me 1 second.
And do you think? I don't know where your squire's character sheet is. It's not in your bag. So, I don't know what's going on with that. You have to figure that out.
Weird.
Okay, I think I've got...
Pate, what have I told you about leaving your sheet at home?
That's what it was. It was Pate.
I'm sorry, mistress. I promise it won't happen again.
I'll just make another sheet for you. One's across the board.
One's across the board.
Yeah, that's a bill. Nobody's
Hey,
done-
it's better than zeros.
Thank you ever so much, milady. That's honestly probably an improvement.
He has 2d12, but I only give him that roll when he's trying to hide.
Nice.
Oh, maybe...
Socially.
Huh. That's an interesting idea. I'm gonna get you a sheet right now. Just... As all of you get closer, you hear one of the guards telling the crowd of people. Basically, he's holding up his hands. He's like, "Everyone, calm down, calm down. Kids wander off into the woods all the time. There have been no wolves sighted today. I'm sure we will find them." And then one of them is going to look up and see you, Seraphina, and say, he's going to jab the other guy, and they both straighten up as they see kind of like the sigil on your breastplate.
Greetings, gentlemen. We've here to come help with this wolf problem of yours.
Oh, yeah, yes. Well, there have been a lot of reports of more aggressive activity, but we haven't seen anything today. We're just dealing with some lost children at the moment.
Lost children, you say? Oh, that is hard to hear, but no doubt we will bring them back safe and sound. Do you know where they were last seen?
A woman who's looking like particularly hysterical is going to run up to you, and she's going to stop herself just before she like reaches out to touch you. And she's going to say, "Oh, please, they were seen wandering into the woods, and well, it's not even just the wolves. It's the rivers are nearby. I wouldn't want them to fall in and drown, or God forbid the eels attack them."
I'll put my hands on her shoulders kind of affirmatively, and I'll say, "Don't worry, ma'am, we'll have those children back safe and sound. And you have my word that they will come to no harm by any eel whatsoever."
She'll nod. Thank you. And then both of the guards will like walk up and help kind of pull her back a little bit. One of them trying to be a little bit more comforting than the other. "We'll stay here with you, ma'am, until Mom returns with the children." She'll kind of nod. "The rest of you, please just disperse back to work. We still have a big event starting tomorrow." And the crowd will kind of like look generally dissatisfied, but follow orders as they start to disperse back towards the field or the village, depending on where they had tasks.
I'll turn back to the party and clap my hands and say, "All right, everyone, we certainly have our work cut out for us. I think we should split up and look for some clues on where these children might have gone. Pate, you and I will go this way towards the river. I'll say, oh God, Chris, what is your character's name again?
Drosophilum.
Drosophilum. I'll say, Drosophilum and Grandfather, I'd like you to head that way and see what you can find out in the deeper part of the forest. Edric, I'd like you to take the main path this way and see what you can find."
Let's go, Papa.
I'm gonna like shake my head and say,
What was the question?
Go ahead.
"Oh, I'm just
I
gonna
was just agreeing to the plan.
yeah." I'm gonna kind of go. I could go for some eel right now. Get just the right sear on it, just the right.
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Shit.
Yes.
Sounds like they want to go to the river.
Well, I suppose it's not too much of a hassle. Would the two of you like to take the river instead?
That is
Oh.
perfectly fine with me.
Excellent. And
What do you
Pate
say,
loves
Grandpa?
wandering. And Pate loves wandering into the deep forest, don't you, Pate?
I do. I mean, yes, of course, my lady.
Yes, of course you do, Pate. All right, run along now. I'll catch up in a minute.
I suppose grandfather is better than whatever you were calling me before.
Ranashana Lamahama?
It's Ranashan.
I guess Grandpa.
Grandpa it is then.
I'll shake my head
And I'll just
mumble under
head
my
down the
breath.
path.
Aren't really paths.
No?
So
I
as
mean,
all of you move out, I need you to make either study tests or perception tests. And really quick, can you break down again? So who's heading to the river?
Me and
Joss,
Grandpa.
Phil, and Randishman. Yeah.
Yep.
And everyone else
Joss
is
and
heading
Grandpa.
deeper into the woods.
Well, I sent Edric off by himself. He's a.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to try and stay more like in the middle of the two parties
He's a roguish
as we
fellow.
kind of
He can
spread
take
out a little bit. And I'm going to be trying to be moving kind of stealthily because I'm on my own and I don't want to run into any wolves that found me before I found them.
I rolled max. I got 14 perception.
I got a
Yeah,
7.
7. Hey.
Perception or study, you said,
Look at
Matt?
that.
Yeah, either one. So why do you keep making characters where we have to come up with nicknames for them because we can't pronounce their names?
I rolled a 2 for study. Should I roll stealth as well if I'm trying to move stealthily?
If anybody's trying to be sneaky, do that as well. All right.
I got an 8 perception.
I got a 2 study, but a 14 stealth.
Okay. All of you slip off with Edric, you trying to maintain kind of an equal distance between them so you can hear either side while also searching through the woods yourself. Edric, as you wander through the woods, you stop at a small stream. You haven't seen any signs of them. You haven't seen any signs of the children. But you can still kind of in the distance hear each of the other parties on either side of you. The stream is running with clear water, and you know that it probably connects somewhere westwards where they headed towards the actual river chain. You kind of like kneel down, use some of that fresh water to clean off your face. And as you do that, you hear a voice say, "Oh, hello. Are you here for Matron's Day?" And when you look up, you see a man. He's got kind of a peakish face, but he generally looks healthy. He's standing in the shade of the trees, and you recognize his clothing. He looks like he's probably some kind of priest, probably of the Socratian order.
Would they be called like father or
Yeah.
like how would you address a priest? Father?
Father.
Okay. Aye, father. I'm here for Matron's Day, but also here honestly to make some money off the jousting tournament.
Interesting. Well, I don't have much to offer you. I'm coming back from a trip. On my way there myself. I'm the head parish at the church there. My name's Gareth. Gareth Harlow.
Nice to meet you, Gareth.
He'll offer you his hand.
I'll
Adam.
shake his hand.
Stab him.
You
It feels.
haven't happened to see any children or wolves in the area, have you?
Yes, the wolves. They've seemed aggressive lately. Don't know why, though. As for children, I'd check the river. They go there to play sometimes or fish.
Perfect.
As he releases your hand, you have this moment where there's something about his grip, like his skin was just kind of cold. And he'll nod to you and he'll say, Well, I should be on my way. If you are in need of anything while you're in the town, or perhaps somebody to pray with, you'll find me at the church.
Don't often do that, but I'll keep that in mind.
He'll nod, and he'll start through the forest. How does everyone's other characters react as his name comes up in the book?
Who's that?
It's a long story. Could write a book this big, I'm sure. But he was, what is the short
Vampire.
version? A vampire, yes, among other things.
Can't
Cast
say
a veil
enough.
of midnight over Old Lambeth.
Everyone else more or less just chooses to remain silent. You can feel, Veer, even as a book, you have enough like insight to feel kind of like a general air of disgust.
The fella lost his way. Put it
see.
that way.
While we're reading this book, does it mention that Edric found the guy's hand to feel cold?
Yes.
Okay. And it also seems that perhaps Gareth was vampiric in
Already
nature,
a vampire.
much further back than we thought. Or perhaps he just has poor circulation.
That's concerned.
As you kind of try to get back into the pages to continue the story, what did Pate? You got a 7, and Serafina, what did you get? As the two of you were heading deeper into the woods.
7 is correct.
There's kind of like a surrealness, almost like walking into like a surreal painting of a forest when you get this deep in the woods. Everything is just like so natural, vibrantly alive. At this time period, the Whispering Woods is much younger than how your characters know it when they went through it. But the two of you definitely do notice one concerning thing. Not a pack, but a couple large wolves. They're about 100 yards ahead of all of you, and they're racing westwards towards the river rushes. You can hear in the distance in that direction, and actually all of you can from your positions, a howl. And one of these wolves howls back, like answering the call. And these things are like taking off. They don't even pay attention to the two of you.
Well, that's about a lead as any, Paint. Perhaps we should go this way, but let's try to stay out of their line of sight, yeah?
So somehow I knew you'd just want to get closer to the wolves.
Oh, I'm not afraid of a couple of wolves. I mean, you know better than anyone, Paint. I once outwit a hydra using only sheer force of will. Wolves are nothing compared to that.
Yes, of course, milady. I would never doubt your courage or skills with arms.
Oh, I know you wouldn't, Paint. That's why you're my squire. Now come along now, and I'd best arm yourself. You do have a weapon on you, don't you?
Oh no, I must have left it with my character sheet.
Ah, Paint. What have I always told you about keeping an extra weapon in your boot at all times?
It seems I've got a bit of a rock in there. Does that count?
I suppose it's better than nothing, Paint. Do I have like an
rock
extra?
out of his boot.
Do I have like a knife or something?
Yeah, you've got a knife in your belt, and you've also got a boot knife.
Oh, okay. I'll give him the knife on my belt. And say, I would probably use both. Paint. And I'll put this in your other hand that's not holding the rock.
He'll nod a little skeptically and sort of wave the dagger around a bit.
This is like much fancier than your dagger because it's like one that. Ooh, jeez, my bad, Chris. It's one that like she was probably gifted from a family member.
Come along now, Pate. Keep up, and don't lose that knife. It was a family gift.
Yes, milady. I hope I don't have to use it. It would almost be a shame to get any blood or anything on it.
Oh, it already has, Pate, many times. Run along now.
As
No
the
hurry to
two,
keep up.
as the two of you start to move westwards, you run into Edric, who you see is kind of like standing by the stream and like looking back in the direction of this figure that's walking back towards the village.
We see the wolves running here as well.
Yeah, Edric, you would have like when you looked back the other direction from him as he was walking away and they're approaching, you would have also heard them moving through the underbrush. And when you look west towards where the rivers are, you can see them rushing in that direction.
Okay.
I'll catch Edric's eye and just like give you some kind of hand signal, like we're going that way.
Well, yeah, I'll start heading off towards the river, right? Yeah, I'll start heading off towards the river.
We can still see the priest walking back, right?
Yeah,
He's
casually walking back in the
I'll
direction.
call out to him and I'll say, "Good morning, Father. I'd recommend staying out of the woods for now."
He'll turn and he'll smile at you and he'll say, "Oh, don't worry. Socrates protects us all."
It certainly does, Father, and so does this sword. I'll keep going.
He'll chuckle and continue on his way. As the three of you move that direction, Dros, Ranashan, you have reached the river. You can see here where this branch has fallen, there's a child that is hanging on for dear life, trying not to fall in the water. And there's another child on the actual inlet here. Probably should have made tokens for him. Who's like calling out to her friend. As these wolves have moved in on approach. The pack has split. These ones appear to be moving kind of uneasily in the direction of this tree bridge. And all of them, all 12 glowing eyes, have locked in on these children as easy prey.
Can you mark where the children are again?
Yes, I sure can. Here, one sec. Let me lock that bad boy, and then this... Is there anybody else missing? There we go. There's Ranashan. I'm going to use a couple of your guys' normal character tokens. Jensen, you're going to be the child that's hanging. And the other child is this one. And, yeah, the two of you are, like, over here. This is a pretty big area. I'm going to say that a one range band on this is like 5 inches, just so you guys know.
Okay.
Kind of distances. And then the rest of you are coming up. You're off the board, but you're going to be coming up from this way, this corner. So you guys are going to be like on like the larger part of the pack. So the two of you see this happening. The girl looks across. Nobody's seen them yet, but sees you two, and she says, "Please, help us!" And as the wolves bear down on the children, and they call out to you for aid, I think we're going to take our break. Well, there are 2 separate parties, and there are also 2 separate parties of wolves. So, while we're waiting for Jesse to get here, let's calculate some initiatives. Highest 2 initiatives from each of your parties.
That's just it's agility or wisdom.
Is Jesse having mic issues? Is that why?
Possible.
I offer 3 initiative.
It's agility or wisdom, right?
Yep.
I have 2.
I offer 2.
Okay, so you guys are at 4.
5. We used his.
He's not.
I'm in a separate party.
Oh,
It's you two by yourselves.
then yeah, we're 4.
Yeah.
Jesse, I think we need to get you a token for your character. I think Jesse is still having mic issues, but we're just going to use his other character token. All right.
My total initiative There's 3 of us in this party, so I'm contributing 5.
Damn.
I have battle tactics, which
Oh.
increases my initiative by 1 for everyone in the group.
So I'm guessing our party's initiative is 8 then, because I doubt Pate offers more than 3 that I'm offering.
Joke's on you, I offer 7.
Do you really? That'd be
No,
intense.
So you guys are at 8?
Mm-hmm. Our little 3-man pod.
So many pins and all of them are.
Is this the same forest that Ranashan and I saw each other in the very beginning?
You mean, well, Ranashan met Drosophilum walking.
No.
In the
I
dream.
mean, very
Dream?
beginning in the dream.
Yes.
Okay.
And you probably are at least subconsciously recognizing that.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's on fire in the dream, right?
There was a big fire. Yes. I think it was like
Yes, you can.
localized. I don't think the whole forest was on fire, but I could be wrong.
I forgot
Yeah,
that
it
you
was.
had that too, bro.
Yep, it's a good thing I read over my character sheet again.
Yeah, well, these characters have not even been in combat yet. So
Yeah, exactly. We're about to venture out.
how this works is your guys' Group A, your 3-man team, is going first. You guys are 2 range bands off of this board right now. Okay. Then this pack of 2 is going, and then the other 2 of you are going, and then the larger pack is going.
Okay.
The children do not have an initiative. I'll just kind of play them however it feels naturally with the narrative. So, 3 of you rushing in. How would you guys like to proceed?
My speed normally is 1, so I think I'm just going to move twice if I can do that.
Yep, you get to here.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, wait. I have adrenaline, so at the
Okay.
start of each round in combat, I choose one of the 5 benefits.
yes.
I'll take the one that gives me an additional move.
Okay, so that would get you here
So
with
that would
your
get me
move.
here and still have my action or my deed. Sorry.
Edric, I would imagine, is pretty fast.
I have 3 agility, so that's 2 range bands, right?
So
it
you
doesn't
get
go
there
up
with
till
your
3
moves as
until
well.
4.
Pate, how are you doing with move?
I would move up with Milady.
Okay. You are 2 range bands off the board. I would imagine you have enough agility to move 2 range bands, though. So. Yeah, I think you just need to have an agility of 2 to move 2 range bands.
Yeah, I don't.
So
no,
you could get onto the board with them, but that would be like your whole turn.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so you rush it. You notice that Pate's rushing in behind the 2 of you, messing with what appears to be alchemy bottles.
Yeah, he does it.
Is this wolf
He does that.
bigger than the other wolves?
It sure is. As players, this wolf looks more like the rabid ones that your other characters fought when the bleed over started to happen, and it definitely appears to be like alpha dogging these other wolves. There's also a larger one. When you guys get to this point, you can see across this bush. There's a larger one over there too.
I'm going to use my deed to just move again.
Sure.
I'm going to draw my sword and my shield, and I'm going to like bang the hilt of the sword against the shield a couple times to get the wolf's attention.
Make a performance test for me.
Okay. I don't think I have anything that boosts performance. What did I get? 6.
All right. this larger wolf kind of shifts and turns, and so do these two others. This one continues bearing down in the direction of the children, though.
I will call out to my allies behind me, and I'll say, I'll gain their attention. Keep yourselves and the children as safe as possible.
Edric, you still got your deed?
Yeah. I'm going to take out the Lady Ashmore's steward's dagger that somehow ended up in my possession. I don't know how that happened.
Oh. Isn't it so nice that Edric
You
picked that
definitely
up for you?
noticed that.
It's so nice
I'm going to chuck it at that littler one
Sure.
next to the alpha, which is a...
It's going to roll a dodge test.
I rolled a 9 to hit.
That hits.
All right, I have thrown weapon mastery, which means I deal an extra 1 damage with it, and I have short blade mastery, which means I ignore up to 3 armor with it. So 2 damage.
Yep. You sink the knife into the back, its like leg muscle area, and it shifts, hissing. It starts to drool at its mouth as it starts to specifically focus aggressively on you.
Then I'm just gonna try and duck behind a tree or climb up a tree a little bit or something, if I have anything I can do.
Yeah, you could do that. Up here, this pack, they shift. This one easily leaps over, and it basically uses its turn to move up towards the children. This one, it's attempting to walk across, and it actually slips and hits the water, and it starts paddling like in this direction to try to get back up on land. And then, Drosophilum, Ranashan, you are up.
Alright, so one range band is 5 inches?
Sure is.
Oh shit. How do you use it again? How you fucking tab,
Hold
right?
tab.
Right.
You don't have to be like perfectly exact.
If you hold tab after you pick up your token, you can move it along with the measurement also.
Yeah. I'm gonna start running forward, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Dross. And I want to attempt to cast.
The wolf counters it.
Damn it!
I'm just kidding.
Magical wolves.
Damn it!
Not security cameras countering us anymore.
Wow.
Now
Jesus.
there's security.
My worst nemesis. Okay, I'm gonna.
It was
attempt
so
to
fun.
I'm gonna attempt to cast. I'm gonna pull. What I'm gonna do is as I start to run forward, I'm gonna say, "Hold on, little ones," and I'll pull out like a little vial, and I'll like throw it on the ground as I run. I'll say, "Be a distraction," and I'll throw the vial on the ground, and it'll like the smoke will go across to like this bush right here.
Okay.
How do you? Okay.
Tab.
Oh yeah. This bush right here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Illusion Craft. I'm gonna increase it. I'm gonna cast it a power of 3 so that I can add 2 additional effects to it. I'm gonna double the range of the spell, and I'm going to give the illusion an immersive sense of smell. And when it moves, it makes noises accurate to what it represents. And I'm gonna make a rabbit run out of this bush, stop right here,
Okay.
and then keep running into this bush. I'm gonna try to distract as many of the wolves as possible.
All right. Yeah, that's gonna get the attention of both of these wolves, and they both kind of like stop and turn towards that one. This wolf, this smaller wolf, specifically starts marking that bush like it's gonna dash into it.
Perfect. That's what we're doing.
That was
That's
a good
my
use of that.
right. I had to double the range, unfortunately, but I thought I was gonna be able to get
Still,
8
the
range.
fact that you could.
Yeah.
All right, Drosophilum.
Let's see. I can move 2 range bands.
Keep up, Lanahama. Doesn't need to be perfectly exact.
I don't think I can really do anything from here, so I can just move again.
Yeah, you can move with your deed. This kid, once you get close enough that this kid can see you, he's got his arms like looped around it. He starts like crying out for help towards you, Dressa.
How does Drosophilum run? Like, what does he look like?
Probably gets down, like almost crouching lower, so his strides are longer.
That makes more sense than when Stella asked that question in my head. I immediately thought of the Roadrunner feet spinning really fast.
Oh, I imagined him like prancing.
Yeah,
Almost like
taking
taking
his way up
really
there.
big strides. Yeah.
For some reason, I just imagined the ground just moving under him until he got to
there
the
you
point
go.
where he wanted to be.
I'd say it's more like animal-like, just
Okay,
not on all fours.
That's cool.
These wolves are going to move to surround you, Seraphina. They're going to start biting you, so I need a dodge.
Okay.
You need to pass a dodge against a 5. I'm sorry, would you like to react?
Let me just.
As the
I'm
heart of the
checking mine.
party, I would like to let you know that you get a +2 bonus to defense rolls within one range band of me.
I like that.
I'm not going to lie,
What?
I've completely forgotten what your build is.
Companionship.
Oh, yeah.
I did too,
Companionship,
and
yeah.
looking over it, I really enjoy it.
Companionship and alchemy.
Oh, I
It's
forgot.
fantastic.
I forgot to do my defensive stance. That's okay.
Is there a role for your cowardice that should have enacted at some point during this?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I'll
I
check.
feel like maybe I should. See,
Like
the problem.
lower initiative or something.
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking actually maybe like cowardice should give you like a bonus to like hiding or something like that. But it would be the only one that gives you a bonus, which is weird.
Yeah.
I'll
At
let them
the-
mull that thought over.
At the start of each of my turns, I make a willpower skill roll against a target number of 10 plus the largest threat level amongst enemies you can see.
Okay.
On a successful roll, you push past your fear and lose the frightened condition for the remainder of the combat.
All right. Well, we'll enact that on your next turn.
You said I get a
Sounds good.
+2,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're within one range band of me.
I got a 5 then.
Well, you did that. You did. Oh, actually, tie goes to the attacker.
Oh shit.
So it does bite you for 2 piercing damage.
I have 3 armor
Yeah.
with my shield.
The next one tries to attack you. Another dodge for me. This time you're trying to beat a 6. Beat
I
it.
got a 12.
The last wolf is going to rear up and then bring down both of its claws towards you, and it's going to make 2 attacks against you. The first one is an 8,
12 again.
and the second one is a 13.
I got a 13 with Pate's help.
Yeah, I think the
Eight
tie goes to the
MVP.
attacker, though.
Yeah, it does.
Pate almost got you out of that. So that's really on you for not rolling well enough.
That's true. It is, yeah.
It's not Pate's fault.
Well, I
Alright.
can't see Pate because I'm not Fate. He's not on the other side of me where he should
This
be.
claw attack does 4 slashing damage to you. So this
Alright,
does actually
there's-
break past your shield.
there's one wound on me.
Yep, deal 1 wound on you.
Oh shit.
This wolf charges into this bush and starts tearing it apart, looking for this rabbit, and that's how it
Yes.
ends its turn.
Great
All right.
success.
This party is up. Who would like to go first?
Quick question.
Yes.
Words of encouragement lets me make an active roll easy. I've been operating under the assumption that defense rolls don't count as active rolls. that correct?
Yes, that is
I
correct.
think they're separate. Yeah.
But an offense roll is an active roll.
Cool.
So
Well, I'm gonna make a willpower.
oh yes, go for it.
And it's our turn again.
These characters have the same don't forget about momentum, Jesse.
Yes.
Absolutely use that on this.
How does that frightened condition affect?
I'm going to take out my other dagger that I have concealed and throw that at the same wolf.
Okay.
Oh, while he's looking at that, I'll just get my...
Yeah, do it.
out of the
This
way.
is higher than... It's higher than I can roll right now.
Okay. Even with decreasing it by 3?
Depends. What's the highest target number of a
3.
threat I can see? Then yes, even with
Oh,
momentum.
shit. That's rough.
Pate is only a coward forever, apparently.
I think that it's possible that I made the DC too high. Let's make it...
It is quite high.
Yeah, let's make it a 6 plus. Because then, as long as... Yeah, because then it would be a 9.
Yeah, as long as you have one rank in at least one of the things, you can
Yeah,
technically
you
pass
could hit it on your own. Well, with a flat 6, like if the thing is like a 1/2 lower than 1, you could pass it anyways. So that would make it a 9. So if you spent a momentum, it would be a 6.
Sure, I'll
that
give it
is
a
my
shot.
negotiation.
What kind of check are you making?
It's a willpower test.
Willpower.
Oh, okay.
to see if he's scared running away or just scared.
Yeah,
We don't
normal
have-
scared or
we don't have-
advanced scared.
Thematically, it works well because he just saw this wolf tear into her despite her heavy armor and shield. But
And my friendship.
oh, geez, you got one below.
Friendship wounds.
Yep.
Yeah, so Pate looks like he's about to break down and run away.
Pate, I need your moral support. And all that
I
other
got-
stuff you have.
I got a 21 to hit the wolf again.
Holy crap.
Oh yeah, you take the wolf down.
You'd mind to happen to
Oh,
grab some of those daggers and toss them back, would you?
I'll see what I can do, but I'm a little busy. I'm like getting
Well, I wasn't gonna.
bear down upon by this wolf.
It's okay. I wasn't gonna make offense skill checks anyway.
Edric's gonna mutter under his breath. I really should have checked that priest for some daggers.
With adrenaline at the start of the
All
round,
he had was fangs. Yes.
I'm going to make the first offense skill test I make this round easy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to for free, I'm going to activate Hemomantic Weapon.
Okay.
I'm going to choose Leeching Strike. So her sword, like, ignites with, like, a flame aura around the blade. And there's, like, little, like, reddish-orange tendrils coming off of it that are, like, reaching towards the wolf. I will attempt an attack on the big one.
Okay.
I got a 14, and this check is easy.
All right. So because it's against his dodge, you would roll again and take the higher.
Oh,
And let's see if you get higher.
nope, I got lower.
You sure didn't. Let me roll my dodge.
So yeah,
Well, he failed anyway, so you still get the hit.
okay. So I deal 3 damage,
Okay.
and I remove 1 health wound from myself
Nice.
with the Leeching Strike.
It's got a pretty thick hide. You like barely even hurt it with that attack.
Okay, but I did hurt it.
You did hurt it. It
That's
definitely took at least 1 wound.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. This wolf is going to have to spend its whole turn, but it does manage to paddle up and get up here on land. Meanwhile, this wolf is going to move to here, and it's going to look at this one as it comes out of the bush, and it's going to growl at it, and then it is going to turn back towards the children. And I think it's just going to use its second move to get up here and start bearing down on the little girl, who is now shaking in fear as she starts to backpedal towards the branch bridge. The other group can go.
I got something.
Go. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
I can move to half a range band.
You sure
so
can.
Fate's gonna.
I'm going to move up to
It's gonna creep up through the brush and try not to attract attention.
Yeah, you just, like hide in the brush. None of them are looking at you. They're pretty focused on Seraphina.
I'm going to move up to the branch, not try and cross it though.
Okay.
But I'll get up there, and I'm looking at the kids and then looking past towards the wolf. And then I turn back to the kids. I say, "Come, come, do not fear, but it's time to run. Just take flight and have some fun." I'm going to cast flight at power 2, or at rank 2 on the 2 kids.
The kid that's hanging on the branch slowly lets go as both of them start to like float up into the air, and they're like,
This way, towards Grandpa.
This way, kids. You're gonna hear as I'm like out of breath, like running. And I'm
So
gonna.
they
That's
get
the
a-
worst days of their life.
They get a flight speed equal to their movement.
yeah, which is 1
This is-
each. So they will
This
start
just went
to-
from the worst day of their lives to the best
Yeah.
day of their lives in an instant.
You know that scene in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where it's like the tunnel thing and they're eating candy and it's making them fly?
Yep.
Across the film is Willy Wonka. That's what's happening.
He's Gene Wilder specifically.
Yes.
Yeah. Ranishan, what are you doing?
I'm double moving, and I'm hoping I'm gonna like look at the branch where my little rabbit went into, and like move my eyes from that bush to the next bush over there really fast as I'm running, and like hopefully try to get it because it lasts for a minute without any kind of concentration. So
You shift it that way and the wolf turns towards that bush and starts moving in that direction.
and then I double move because I got nothing else better to do, and I start calling to the kids, "Oh, this way, this way!"
All right. 2 wolves on you, Seraphina. And actually, I think this smaller one is going to shift away from you. So you could make a reaction against it if you want to attack it.
Yeah, I'll do
It's
that.
going to rush down this guy's throwing knives.
I gotta protect my own. You know how it is.
Pate, you just got to stand around people that piss me off more than you, and you have nothing to fear.
That's how that works. I got
Well, with Seraphina around, that shouldn't be hard.
I got a 6 to hit.
Oh, okay. 1 sec. Nope, it rolled an 11 on its dodge. Then it's going to rush up to Edric and make an attack, Edric. If you would like to dodge as it tries to come in and bite you, it got a 4. Is Josh with us? He might not be. I'm going to make 2 attacks on you, Seraphina.
I heard you. I just got back. The dog was getting really antsy, even though I took her out at the break. So,
It's all good.
4, you said?
Yep.
And I think we both get
14.
plus 2, right?
Sure do.
16.
16. Okay. And then the other wolf attacks you twice, Seraphina, and gets 2 12s.
Okay, first one I failed.
Okay. That is another wound to you from the claws.
And I got a 13 on the second one.
Okay. It misses with the second one. You can see after it misses, it's moving into a crouch like it's going to try to pounce on you to get you off your feet soon. And then it is your guy's turn. Who would like to go first?
Adrenaline, I'll choose.
Forget the adrenaline.
No, I like adrenaline too much to forget it.
It's a cool feature.
It is, I like it. I'm gonna choose to trigger an extra free ability.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my first free ability to activate Hemomantic Weapon again. I'm gonna choose Blood Strike this time to do an extra damage on hit.
All right.
That is an 11 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so that's 4 damage on this one.
All right. It takes 2 wounds. It's still standing angrily in front of you like it's ready to fight, though.
Okay, I'm gonna use my extra free action and tactics point to activate defensive tactics. So I'm going to increase my armor rating by 1 for the next minute or until I switch tactics again.
Dope.
And I deal 1 less wound with my attacks.
Okay.
That is my turn.
Pate. Edric.
I will pull out Dragon Claw. It's not. It's just a kind of plainish looking dagger, but it's my what is it? Favorite weapon.
Okay.
It's the one I get an extra +1 on my attack rolls with.
Yeah. Nice. That's why you didn't throw it.
That's why I don't throw it. Exactly. It's my last line of defense dagger. That is a 10 to hit.
That hits.
Sweet. I don't get the thrown extra damage bonus, but I still pierce 3 armor, so 1 wound with 3 armor pierce.
Yep, that definitely hurts. It hisses and then whines as you stab it in its front. It's clearly like enraged now, and it's gonna fight.
I'm definitely just like trying to circle it and
it's
try
like
and
circling
scare it
you.
away. I know it's not gonna probably run away, but I'm still attempting to.
Sure.
Because I don't actually want to fight a wolf hand to hand.
Make an intimidation.
No.
It's against a target number of 12.
I don't even think I can hit a 12. Let me check.
Can you hit it with momentum?
No, because I have 0 ranks in both of those, so I'd be rolling 2d4.
Yeah, it doesn't seem afraid of you. At least not yet.
Yeah, I'm not a very intimidating person.
All right, Max. I'm sorry, not Max. Pate.
Who's Max?
Pate did bring his really nice top hat to this forest, though.
A top hat that fell through time.
Yeah.
Medieval top hat.
Pate decides discretion is the better part of valor, so really he's being the brave one right now, and he's going to stay in this bush.
Okay. That's fair. There's no wolves in the bush.
Yeah.
That we know of.
Seraphina, how are you doing wounds-wise?
I've only taken 1. Well, I took 2, but I healed 1.
Okay.
What a punk.
I don't think you're in life-threatening enough danger he would freak out about it.
I've done a lot. Bigger,
If
more
that
important.
big
things.
wolf hits me, I'm fucking down.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, you're just gonna hide in the bush?
Yep.
All right. You have the dagger she gave you if you want to throw it at something.
I don't think he'd want to do that.
Okay, sure. Okay.
You saw what happened to the last person who threw daggers at things.
This wolf rushes into this bush
He's gonna keep encouraging.
to look for that rabbit because he's been completely distracted. This wolf is going to move to here, and then it's going to leap, and it's just going to make its attack part of that leap. It's going to attempt to tackle you into the ground, Drosophilum. You can make a dodge test or a constitution test if you want to try to catch it. This is like a 300-pound wolf, but
I believe.
I'll try and dodge.
okay.
That shit.
Oh my goodness, it got a 6.
Well, I got a 5.
Perfect. Ranashan, you see Drosophilum get pushed into the ground as the wolf sinks its teeth into him. That is 3 wounds.
Not good.
See, I have 2 armor.
How much health do you have, though?
4.
Hey, not bad.
So I lost 1.
Yep. Okay.
What do I do for... Because the flight is focused.
Hey, I added rules for that, I think. So,
I thought you did.
If you take 1 or more wounds, you roll a resolve test against a target number equal to the number of wounds you took times 4.
you gotta roll a resolve test against 4.
Just the resolve by itself? A single die?
I'm sorry, it's a willpower test. Can you make a
willpower.
a highlight there, Stella? Thanks. Yeah. I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep calling willpowers resolves.
Did you call the defense check resolve early on?
I think so. That's probably
I
right.
rolled max.
Stuck in an old foil. You actually have editing power, Stella, so you can just change
I
it.
know, I changed it.
Okay, cool.
So, what did I need to beat?
You needed to beat a 4, so you're good.
Okay.
So they are still flying, but you are currently pinned to the ground by the wolf as you and Ranishan's turns start.
Well, now, Bella, where did you go, you lazy little creature? And I at some point in the last session, I know I cast summon familiar or summon the summon spell or whatever, and I have bonded familiar, so it lasts forever. So
Okay.
I was like, get the face, and I want the raccoon to pop out of the nearest bush around this around this wolf that's on him. And I want it to just start clawing, scratching at the wolf's face.
All right. It leaps over, and it's going to make its attack.
So you see this raccoon fly out of the bush.
It doesn't actually hurt the wolf because it's not strong enough to, but the wolf basically releases its hold and the pin down because now there's a raccoon on its face, just like scratching and biting the shit out of it. And Drosophilum, you are free to move. You were knocked prone, but you are free to get up and move if you. I think you have enough movement to do both.
I'll kind of like put myself like get close to the children this way, so and they behind us, like indicating like.
That you just did. You did that for free because you were just talking to it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to do, really.
Throw a rock at it.
You could throw a rock at it.
I mean, I could, yeah, and I have like a staff. Technically, I could probably like pop it with my stick, but
Pocket sand.
it's not.
Bonk it
not
on
gonna
its
be-
head. Hit it on the nose with your stick, like a rolled up newspaper.
My raccoon's already doing that. I'll take the stick and I'll try to like whack at its back legs.
Okay.
This is not gonna work.
You would have to move up to like this area.
That's fine. I
With
have
your
a little
attack
more
roll,
movement.
it rolled a 12 on its dodge, so you probably
Well,
can't.
I
you probably
don't
can't
think I can. I definitely can't hit that.
Gives momentum to make it a 9.
No, I don't know if I can hit that. I
What
could hit that.
a momentum! Just let him roll twice.
Oh yeah, keep the higher. So no, that wouldn't help you in this situation.
Nope.
All right, Drosophilum, you're on the ground,
Gonna be
crawling
this guy.
away from it. What do you want to do?
Kids, keep going that way. I'm just gonna point off to where we came from for the kids to keep flying that way.
Okay.
And as I'm standing up, seeing the wolf dealing with a raccoon, I will say, "Now there, Mr. Wolf, don't you know it's a little bit past your bedtime?" As I grab a pinch of soot from a little pouch that I have and blow the soot into its face as darkness bursts around all of us.
Okay.
One range band around the wolf is now darkness.
You can hear the wolf growling and whining as it loses its vision.
Probably the old man whining too.
Okay,
Yeah. Goes blind.
Everyone.
And the kid who's stuck in the darkness still. But they didn't have instruction.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else to do, Dream?
That is it. Just blinding
Alright.
everybody over here.
All right. Let's see. I think that takes us.
Big wolf back.
Yep. All right. So the one in front, or the one that you were attempting to intimidate, is going to attack you.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, that is another 4.
And I still get Pate's +2.
You sure do.
That's a 12 then.
Pate doesn't have to take deeds or freeze. He just gives everyone +2 and hides in a bush.
Yep. I
It
mean,
actually worked.
That's solid.
It's working. I like it.
The larger wolf is going to bring up its claws and then lurch forward and go for the tackle on you. Seraphina. You could dodge or Constitution on this.
I'll do dodge.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, it got a 9.
I got a 7.
Yeah, it tackles you into the ground. It does bite you for 3 damage. I don't think that gets past your armor, though.
No, I have 4 armor now.
And then it's going to attempt to claw you. And this is easy for it. Hits again. But I think your armor's just going to absorb it again right now.
Okay. I got a 12 this time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it didn't even hit you. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Large group. What would you like to do?
I will attempt to continue to stab this wolf that's wanting to fight me.
Okay.
11 to hit.
11 hits.
One more wound at 3 armor pen.
Yep. You stab it again. It's now like looking like it's getting ready to sink into the grass, but it's still going enough that you're worried about another attack. But it does look
Get
like
out of here. I don't want to kill you.
Steal from the rich, don't kill wolves.
For adrenaline, I'm gonna pick the first active skill test I make this round as easy.
Okay.
Can I try to like? Maybe I should just try to stab it. It's like pinning me to the ground.
It's standing over you right now. You're at a prone position.
I'm gonna try to just like wrestle with it. Like I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Sure.
try to just like get it away from me,
Sure.
so I can actually swing my sword at it.
Contested athletics.
Okay. This is easy for me.
Yep. I would say that because you're in a prone position, it would normally be difficult, so that'd probably even out.
Cancels out. Okay, that works.
Can you have 2 easies on a check?
Technically, you can. Can you give him another easy?
Yeah. Pate
Okay.
will use his reaction and say, "You can do it, milady. That wolf's no match for you." And make a check easy.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll twice since it's contested.
Yep, and you're going to keep the higher. And I got an 8.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, that's
no.
rough.
Yeah, that's bad. I'm not super great at
You're
it.
trying to fight it off of you, but it's got you pinned down. Let's see.
I still believe in you.
Thank you, Pang.
This one has continued digging around looking for the rabbit that's not fucking there. This one.
Chase the white rabbit.
Let me know if you need another dagger. I've been keeping this one safe for you.
Thank you, Pang.
This one's gonna try to move over. and
I'll
dig
take
it.
your dagger.
Have you ever stabbed a wolf, Pate?
And this one is going to attempt to attack Drosophilum in the darkness. I would say in this situation, it's easy for you and it's difficult for the wolf. It's much easier to just try to like dodge backward from whatever the attack is, even if it's dark. It got a 4. It's my 3rd lowest roll possible.
Well, I beat it on my first roll, so...
Yeah, you sure did. Okay. All right, the 2 of you are up. The kids are continuing to fly away. Now they're kind of like giggling a little bit. Because flying is fun.
Exactly.
Also, the funny forest man is fun. The raccoon is continuing to distract it by attempting to claw its face.
Yeah, I'm not particularly good at much outside of the casting these spells, and I don't need to cast these spells in the moment. I don't really have like a way to damage anything.
What spells? What powers do you have?
I have a lot. I have like 7.
You just
Anti-magic, protection, illusion craft,
okay.
interrupt, magical sight, reverberation of knowledge, summon creature, and teleport.
We are in the dark, though.
Oh. I mean,
Nice.
Just so
You
you're
just
aware,
didn't
we're
take any
blind.
damage powers. I like that.
nope.
I like this for you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
When I play a wizard, I don't play. I don't take anything to damage.
You don't play Fireball?
Hey, Joseph,
Absolutely
did you build your character for damage?
I mean, I can do some stuff that does damage.
Well, it sounds like it's on you right now.
I will swing wildly in the darkness and hope I don't hit with my stick.
Sure. You would need to step
You don't
closer.
hit your
You
son or your
Just a
raccoon.
minute,
Actually,
Grandpa.
technically,
Just
you don't
a
know
minute,
where it is
Grandpa.
either.
Oh.
Just a minute,
I'll
Grandpa.
say. Sorry, I can't exactly see.
So yeah, and close your eyes. With the wolf in front of me, I'm going to just like grab the pouch that I took some soda out of and hold it in my hand. Just holding it in my hand, try and put it where I think the wolf's face is, and I cast light on it, so it gives it like a bright,
Okay.
bright in its face right after it was dark.
You hear the wolf yelp, blinded by the light.
Just trying to distract it.
Okay. Now go, Grandpa.
Oh!
It's right here.
All right, yeah. Cool, and I will try to smack the wolf across its ass. Just hit the back of its legs again. Hey, I can't hit it though. I'm just trying to distract it, trying to keep it on us.
Yeah,
and
it's
not forget.
definitely locked on you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Should push it into the river.
I'm just trying to
Oh, that's
annoy
a
it
good idea.
until it leaves.
I was thinking too.
Edric, my guy,
Mm-hmm.
I need a dodge test. Against 6.
I rolled a 10. With Pate's help, I rolled a 10.
Okay. All right, you dodge to the side, and as you're kind of like backpedaling on your elbows, Seraphina, these two wolves are just trying to claw and bite at you.
Sure, yeah.
The smaller wolf got a 6 to hit you.
I got a 7.
Yep. So you backpedal away. As this is happening, I'm going to say that you're like slowly pulling yourself to your feet. And the other one is going to try to claw you twice. The first hit is a 9.
That's a 16.
Oh, wow. And the second one is a 11. Forget your plus 2s.
9.
9. Okay, so this one does hit you. It is going to use its ability to make this attack enraged to do an extra 2 wounds. So it's going to be a total of 5 wounds.
Shit. Well, it gets through for 1.
Yep.
Ooh.
Glad I did defensive tactics.
It starts to huff after that, like it expended a lot of energy doing that. And then it is your party's turn. Dirk, do you want to go for the stab?
How fucked up does Seraphina look?
I'm at half. I could try to heal myself for 1.
You probably also notice Pate is in the bush, preparing to try to aid her as well.
Okay.
Pate's got that good support build going on.
Okay, good.
How
In
the
that case,
alchemy rolls go, Pate?
About average.
Fair enough.
in that case, I will continue to try to finish off the wolf I'm fighting.
Sure.
16 to hit.
Yeah, that takes it down. You sink the knife into that wolf, and it and slips to the ground.
About fucking time. Can I run around so I don't get engaged with these two, but still
Sure.
get to the one I killed with the 2 knives to pick up my extra
Yeah, you could move to
daggers?
here and scoop up the daggers with your free.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
adrenaline.
start moving back a little bit if I have any extra movement left.
Sure do.
My last adrenaline option, which is my first defense test, is easy. That's good.
Nice.
Oh. I'm going to use my free action for Leeching Strike, and I'm going to try to hit this big one again.
Okay.
You can do it.
Do you want Pate to go before
This is
you to
easy
see
for
if you
you.
need the leeching strike?
Sure, yeah, I
Because
guess.
Pate might be able to help your health.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go first, Jesse, go for it. I'm like scrambling to my feet under my shield, and I'm like trying to get my sword up so I can stab.
I don't know if Pate.
I have I just have healing poultices, so I can't actually productively heal you mid-combat.
Oh, yeah. My bad. My bad.
Well, I'll try the Leeching Strike. I actually am going to try it against the smaller wolf.
Sure.
Because this big one is proving hard to hit.
Make it easy.
Thank you.
That's nice. Words of encouragement. It
They're
got
very
a 6.
Consider yourself encouraged.
Got a 6.
I got a 12.
Yeah, that hits. How much damage did you do?
It's 2 because I'm in defensive tactics.
You sink the blade up into its chest and you pull it out, and you can see that it's already like barely standing. Edric, you're seeing a very easy target has been weakened down.
The little tendrils of like red kind of like grab onto it, and then it like drains energy out of the wolf and back into me.
Actually, Edric, as you're backing up, I'll let you do your offhand and just chuck that knife into the injured one or the other one if you want.
Sweet, yeah.
Yeah, you pull the knives out, you back up, you see her stab it in the chest, and then you flick the knife out at it.
12.
Yep, you take it down.
Sweet.
Clearly,
your steward's parrying dagger just saved your life right there.
Clearly, you're the ADC because fucking you're just stealing these kills like a madman.
That's fine. All
right.
I am heroically
all me, okay?
Seraphina, you could use your movement to get up back to your feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna kind of like shove it with my shield a little bit, and then stand up and go into a attack.
This wolf comes out of the bush, looking around confused, and then you see it tip its nose up and go and jump back into the bush because it's still smelling the fucking illusion there, even though it's not there. And
got him.
I think the only
got
other
him good.
left is from the other party. Is this one? It is going to just try to run until it gets out of the darkness, and then it's going to shift and turn. You can clearly tell that these larger ones, they're not giving up. They're acting like rabid animals. So instead, it's going to shift and turn. Actually, it is still in the darkness. Yeah, it doesn't see either one of you. It only sees the kids at this point.
Well, I do have light on.
What'd you say?
I do have a light on in front of its face, like trying to disorient it last turn.
Yeah.
So I'm shining in the darkness.
Oh, I thought you placed the light on it, but you're right. Okay, so I think it's
I was
just
just
gonna
holding
stop.
it.
It's gonna just stop and attack you. That is a 8 to hit.
Uh, 6 to dodge.
Okay, so that is going to be 3 wounds from its bite. And it's going to make its second attack against you, too.
Take 1 damage.
And that is an 11 to hit.
I can't meet that.
Can you with momentum?
Oh
no, you can't in this situation. So, it's just going to be another wound to you.
Yep.
How's Joseph Phillum looking?
Very bad.
Okay. Noted.
What do I roll for focus?
Focus is
willpower.
Damage dealt times
yeah,
4
you need to pass
for
2
willpower.
4s.
First one's
Pass
good.
that one. Pass
Second
that
one's
one.
good.
Kids are safe. That's all that matters. Till Joseph Phillum goes unconscious, anyways. What do the two of you want to do?
I'm realizing that this wolf is starting to gain the upper hand, and I'm like, well, all right. And I'll say, you be gone, and I'll point at it, and I'm gonna attempt to cast a spell, a power. Sorry.
No responses.
I'm gonna cast to teleport, the teleport power, and I'm going to do it at a strength of 2. The additional effect I'm going to choose is that I'm going to go up and I'm going to use, because if he hasn't thrown the raccoon off yet,
No,
I can cast touch spell through the raccoon. So I'm going to attempt to, if that creature is unwilling to be teleported, it makes a willpower roll against my power roll.
Yeah.
On a succeed, I can type. So my power will be.
It got a 5.
Yeah, we should be okay. Come on. Yeah, that's an 8.
Okay, where you want to teleport it to?
I would like to teleport him as high up as it's 2 range bands, so I'm going to teleport him as high up in the air
Okay.
over the bridge, the bridge stick that he came across.
This one?
An attempt to him break through the bridge and
Sure.
hopefully take some damage, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to take all damage to you.
And get caught in the water, hopefully.
Yeah, so it teleports into the air, and you see it and your raccoon plummet down. It breaks through the bridge, and it hits the water, and the water immediately starts carrying it away. It also takes, we'll say, two wounds of bludgeoning and a wound of slashing. But it looks like it's not even going to be able to. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's not even going to be able to pedal against the water. So effectively, you have removed it from the combat.
Sorry, Ballo. And I'll like wave a little bit. I'm like, strange fey creature, are you okay? I'm gonna like go to Dross and like try to help him up.
I'm
Really?
fine.
As you move to look at him, and the two of you look back at the wolf, you see Bello raise its raccoon hand and sadly wave to you as it slips away in the water with the wolf.
He'll come back, don't worry. Yeah, exactly.
Nowhere a Viking appears and just shoots a flaming arrow at both of them. Oh man, this one is going to come back out of the bush, look around and see all the dead wolves, and it is going to start running away. The alpha is no longer keeping control of it, which just leaves this one over here. I think it's going to make another enraged attack on you.
Okay. My defense check is easy.
11 to hit?
Let's see. First one not so good. Second one even worse somehow. No, it hit.
Okay, that's 5.
Right,
It's going to be one
more.
wound against you. And then it's going to make a regular attack. 'Cause can't do that twice, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
And it got a 12.
Oof. Nope.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think your armor just absorbs.
Yeah,
all
I
the
still have
normal
4
attacks.
armor.
All right, this group is up.
Another one of those knives would be great right now.
Yeah, I'm going to.
How about more of those knives?
I'm going to chuck my other knife at the alpha wolf, but I'm also going to be running toward Pate to take his dagger from him to also chuck it at the alpha wolf for my offhand attack.
I'm gonna like
Shift as
maneuver
the knives
around a
start
little
flying.
bit. Yeah.
the first one flies by, you have to like duck.
I'm like, oh shit.
11 on the first attack.
Okay. Hits. That's 1 damage.
2 damage because it's thrown. With 3 armor pen.
True. With 3 armor pin. Yep, that's
Mhm.
2 wounds.
And then the second one with Pate's dagger is a 16 to hit.
Yep, that hits as well. Another 2 wounds, and the alpha is looking weak, Seraphina.
Okay. I'm gonna use
And
adrenaline. They all reset.
Yep.
I have them all active again. I'm gonna choose to make the first offense check easy. And then I'm gonna do leeching strike.
You need to beat an 11.
I got a 16.
How would you like to kill the alpha wolf?
Yeah, so she's gonna
Andrew Tate does not approve.
like drag the blade across a rock on the ground to like create sparks, and the flames are gonna go up even higher. And then she's just gonna like bring in like an uppercut with it and just like slice the wolf like right across its like belly and its shoulder, and the little tendrils come off and just like absorb red energy back into me.
It sinks into the ground, bloody and dead. This wolf's ginormous head would look great on a mount,
Sure would.
just so you know.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of like enough of the spoils, and I'm just gonna like stab the ground next to its neck and just go in one quick motion.
And outside of the rushing of the water, the battlefield calms. What would all of you like to do?
I'm gonna keep holding onto my sword and shield. I'm going to say, hey, pick up that wolf head. It's going to look great above my fireplace. And then I'm going to see them over here. And I'm
You can see Josephilm and Ranishon are standing under the kids now who don't want to stop flying, like trying to...
Got my hands on my hips, like...
Yeah, I'm just going to head that way.
Josephilm probably doesn't even care.
No.
I'm just looking
Phil's
up at them.
probably encouraging them.
Oh, just
No,
wait,
I-
just wait
I-
like
you're
20
not-
more seconds. They'll fall to the ground. It'll be hilarious.
Oh, bring them down.
It only lasts for a minute.
I'll pick up my daggers plus the one I got from Pate, and then I'll kind of walk back and kind of like roughly hand it to Pate, like pushing it into his chest. Thanks for the assist.
Anytime.
The wolf head, Pate. Quickly now.
Oh, yes, of course, lady.
Pate, you've got like in your things, you've got like an extra big cloth. You can kind of like wrap up the neck area, and when you pick it up, it's like heavy. You're having to hold this thing in like both hands. It's like slowly seeping the blood through the cloth.
We'll try to like rearrange it and double wrap it so he's not getting blood everywhere.
Yeah. Seraphina, are you still hurt?
I healed myself for 1, so I'm at 1 out of 4.
So you can see she's still got some injuries, but she's
I'm, like,
walking
limping
fine.
a little bit.
I think
The
Joss
kid-
is just laying down now, watching the kids zip
Yeah, the
around.
kids are just like giggling and flying around now.
Hail, friends! What? Oh, how did
And-
that happen?
And just as all of you gather up, both of them screech as the magic ends and they start to plummet to the earth.
I attempt to catch them.
Sure. Make an athletics check.
This is not going to go well.
Can I? This branch is broken. Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
guys
don't think we have a way to get across.
I would like to leap across this river and attempt
Yeah, you
to
can
catch
do
a
that.
child if I can.
Okay, sure.
Because
I'm gonna roll 2d4 for this athletics check.
And now the show begins.
It's a 4.
Ranishon, you don't catch the child, but you do brace her fall as she lands on you and knocks you into the ground. And Seraphina, you don't need to roll. You catch the other one after you hop across.
I see how Ranishon does it, and then I do it differently.
Yep. Yeah.
The boy immediately reaches up. Ooh, your hair.
Yes, it's quite red, isn't it? Are you all right?
I've had better days, but flying was fun.
Yes, that's quite interesting. How exactly did that happen? Looking at the two of you.
He points to Drosophilum and says, "That weird guy did it."
I just told them to fly, and it worked.
Oh, I'm gonna boop the kid on the nose and say, and that's the power of belief.
That kid's gonna jump off of a tower now, thinking he can fly.
That's dark. Whoa.
That kid's gonna climb a lot of trees and break a lot of arms. That's
I'm
for
gonna like
sure.
gently put him down.
No smash good. No smash good.
I'm gonna gently put him down, and I'm gonna look at the two kids and say, but I don't think it's going to be very possible without the funny forest man's help. So why don't you thank him?
But it's still worth a try, huh?
With the
No,
funny
no,
forest
it's
man's
not.
help, yes.
They both thank you, and the girl winks at you, Josephine.
All right, let's get you to safety. I think.
When the player bleeds into other people's characters,
All right.
making us all feel anxious in character. As the
Is all-
player.
As all of you trudge out of the forest, you've reached middle to late in the day. The guards are still standing nearby, and one of them immediately rushes up with the woman to the kids. She clutches them into her arms, and she starts desperately thanking you.
Oh, it was no trouble, ma'am. No trouble at all. We're just doing what we have to do.
The guard looks to her and the kids, and then to you, and says, "I'll make sure they get home all right."
Thank you. And I think the wolves won't be troubling anyone for a while yet. At least not those.
The other guard nods. He kind of watches his partner leave with them, and he turns to you and he says, It's not often the nobles come down and do something actually helpful. Thank you, Miss Ashmore.
I'll give him like a very elegant bow, and I'll say, I pride myself on helping out my fellow people.
I hope to be calling you Dame by the end of the festival. He offers a gloved hand.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand and I'll say, your kind words are much appreciated, but you won't need to hope at all. I'll be Dame before the festival's over.
There's a bump in the carriage as all of you that are listening to this story reach a fork in the road and slow. You can see a signpost that lists just a few more miles to Aethergarde, and then in the distance you can see the peaks of the walls. Charlotte, as you look at the pages and you turn it over, you see the start of the next chapter, the first day of the festival. And how do all of your other characters feel about the story so far as we wrap up the session for tonight?
Well, it's well written at least. It's got action. It's got intrigue. It's got some very interesting characters.
The way that it's described, them wolves, at least the bigger ones, almost feels like what we faced.
Yes, it definitely seems like what we encountered in the woods is very much the same. It seems that whatever Gareth was up, or all the things that Gareth was up to, he was up to much earlier than we anticipated.
People in town say that those big wolves came around like once every couple 100 years or so.
I thought it was like 11 years or something.
I think it was 13.
13.
13. Okay. I remembered it was cyclical. I could not remember for the life of me the length.
There was
of
a pattern. You guys definitely discovered a pattern.
Yeah. Based on talking to the Rangers, I think.
And you also don't forget that when you guys entered Old Lambeth through the portal, you found stuff from before this or from after this time period. So you know that like at least like Gareth or some of his servants were traveling out and coming back. So it's your characters definitely would probably think it's possible that like around the time that these characters were in this area is when he started doing weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I can confirm it is 13 years. Every 13 years, the newest generation of wolf pups is particularly aggressive.
Perfect. Really quick, just in case it's not in your notes, Stella, I found the name of the person who wrote the book is Bede. B-E-D-E.
B-E-D.
Let's say, what an odd sensation it is to feel like you could affect the story if you were only within the pages of that book. With our knowledge and experience.
Yes, if only we could have told them what we know now. Perhaps they could have done something about it all those years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose there's no time like the present.
And so we see your carts continue forward. Thrasine. It's early in the day. You've just finished checking on Harald, who's awake now at least. He seems to have no clear recollection of you attacking him.
Good.
He's very confused about the wounds. He's concerned that there might be like a large snake loose in the manor.
I assure you, I will get on it. I'll make sure there's nothing else.
Thank you, sir. I'll be up soon and back to my duties.
No. You are going to take a good couple of days off and recover. I will make sure of it.
If you're always lingering with the servants, you'll never know how to act according to your family name, son. Your mother peers in from the doorway.
Perhaps I don't want to act like the family would.
She smiles. Well, have you signed yet?
I have.
She'll open a hand for the paperwork.
I'll give it over.
She produces a stamp and she presses hot wax into it, and then she hands it to you. As this was your father's, it is now yours. I'm returning home, but don't think I won't be checking on you.
Of course. I can't wait to see you again, Mother.
She'll nod. And while you're here, try to meet with the Cabal. Perhaps you can find a way to clear your name. She doesn't wait for your answer. She just walks away. You can hear her shouting to one of the servants to prepare her carriage.
Okay, bye. I'll see what I can do.
As you look to the window, you see your mother ride away. And that's where we're going to end our session for the night.